Welcome back to Blessed and Budgeted, where faith meets finances. If you're new here, hi, my name is T. I'm a wife and a mama of one who's passionate about my family's finances and reaching our goal of being debt-free. I can't wait to have you along for the journey. So make yourself comfortable, grab your favorite drink, and let's get budgeting. So we did get paid this week. Well, I say we, but my husband got paid this week. Sorry, let me just, look at my face. And so we will be budgeting that paycheck into our 2026 budget. Why am I in October? Let's go back to this one. So, let's just zoom in on our income here. So our income this week has been, let's change to black. We have $2,437. Excuse my writing, it's actually atrocious. And 64 cents. And that was paid $6.18. Now we will be getting paid by the Army, but because it's the Army, we don't know when that will be. Could be a week from now, could be 2 days from now, who knows? So the other thing that we have gotten as our income is from the government. So I get a certain amount of money for just because we have a child, which is kind of nice, even if it's just a little bit. So we got that $6.19, and that was $3.67. And I did get paid for the one student that I have in piano. $6.19. And that was $75. So adding that all together, it was 37. I don't know why I added that, but whatever. It's pretty easy. 6, 5. Total becomes $2,879.64. All right, so that's it for now. When we do get the Canadian Army income, I guess, all of that money is actually going straight into our debt. So I'll kind of explain that as we go. For now, we're going to start with our subscriptions. So we actually only have one subscription, which is Canva. On June 22nd, it comes out of our, I can't remember which card it comes out of, but it comes out of a card. And that's going to be $169. So the total is going to be $169. Now, for our fixed expenses, first thing to come out is our tithes, which is 10%, which I always round up to the nearest dollar just because it makes budgeting and calculations a lot smoother. So we're gonna do 290, and rent's gonna come out of this paycheck, so that's gonna be 1,000. Now, the only other two things that are going to come out is actually the Chubb life insurance and the RBC life insurance. So the Chubb life insurance is going to be $58, and the RBC is going to be $8. Now, for variable expenses, so I always put aside $150 for gas, $200 for groceries. Nothing's coming out of health this time, so we're not going to bother. Nothing's coming out for Bookworms Inkwell. Nothing for 3 Layer Solutions. Army food and drink is going to be $5. And then the LOCCC interest is $130. So that's, well, now we have to add these up. So for the fixed expenses, $290, 58. It's gonna be $13.56. And then for the variable expenses, it's going to be whoops. Let's try that again. $485. So once again, our total income is going to be $2,879.64. Our total expenses is going to be $169. Whoops. Plus $113.56 plus $485 equals yes, that is right. I don't know why I was thinking that was not right. Total expenses then, $2,010. So then the remaining then is going to be I don't need a calculator for this. The remaining is going to be $869.64. So now we move on to the next page. So the next page is where we find our debt, our sinking funds, and our savings. So we're going to start with our debt first. So the debt, the only thing that comes out of this paycheck is going to be our student loans. So $100 goes into that. So I'm not going to fill out the total because we will still get the Army pay, which will go directly into our visa. So the order of which I have these written is the order of which we're going to be paying off our debts. So the visa goes first because it actually has the least amount of money in it right now. With the Amex being the second, the line of credit, and the student loans, you get the idea. Yeah. Now, with that being said, I'm just gonna write in here the income. 7,964. Expenses was 2,010. Sinking. Oh, I haven't done sinking funds yet. Debt payoff is 100. Okay. So now we get to the fun part, which is our cash breakdown. So as you can see, I don't have my sinking funds listed here. That's because I have them listed here. So we're actually going to start with the holidays because those all have a set amount that needs to go in them in order to achieve our goal by that holiday. So I just have a cheat sheet over here that has them. Let's find that here. Okay, so seasonal activities is going to get, I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. I'm going to turn it this way so I can write a little better. So now seasonal activities is going to get $20. Birthdays is going to get $50. Valentine's Day gets 10. Easter gets 15. Mother's Day gets 10. Father's Day gets 10. Thanksgiving gets 10. Halloween gets 10. Christmas gets 50. And gifts gets 5. So that total is going to be $190. We're going to do it in red. Okay, so that's what's going into our holidays sinking funds. Now the 1 month ahead is also the same. We have a set amount that goes into it every time we can. Now, I just want to point out for the savings challenges and our 1 month ahead, all of the money that we collect in these are actually going straight into our debt at the end of the month. So I'll do a video on how that works. Hopefully it'll come out soon-ish after this video is posted. So our 1 month ahead is next. So the rent is $20. Groceries gets 5. Car insurance gets 5. Phone bills gets 5. Debt payments gets 10. And gas gets 5. So that's gonna equal up to $50. And you can tell I've done this a lot because I automatically know what that is. Okay, so next things up on the list is actually we're gonna skip our savings challenges. I lied. We're not going to skip our savings challenges. So we're going to quick do these. So $5 is going into the $5 challenge. $35 is going into Stranger Things. Supernatural gets $5. And Bridgerton gets 10. If you're new here, welcome, first of all. So you may be wondering why I have Stranger Things, Supernatural, and Bridgerton in our savings challenges. So I will go into more depth in the next video, which is going to be the cash stuffing video. But just to real quick give you a heads up, I guess, when we watch a movie or a TV show, we try to save money while we do it. These are the 3 TV shows we have on right now. So I'll kind of show you how that works in another video, but that's basically what we do there. Now, okay, so with that being said, the total for this is going to be $55. And so all together that's going to be $295 on this page. So I'm just gonna write that in purple down here. And we're gonna come back and just divvy up what kind of bills we're gonna be using, okay? First things first, I actually want to go back because we have our set amounts here. I'm gonna go back here and write them in here. So holidays, had 190. Savings challenges had 55, and the 1 month ahead had 50. Now, if we remember, our total remaining was $869. We're gonna forget about the cents because I hate working with cents. So 869 minus the 100 for the student loans, minus the, what was it again? 295 for the holiday savings challenges and 1 month ahead. And that's gonna equal $474 left to budget between the high priority and the low priority sinking funds. So for the high priority, I always put $100 into the car maintenance because better to be safe than sorry. We have been sorry many times before, and I don't like it. So it makes more sense just to keep putting $100 into it every single time we can. Now, for the Army gear, we're going to be putting $50 into the Army gear. And then for technology, it's gonna be, you know what? For the rest of these, it's all gonna be 10. So technology gets 10, home gets 10, date night gets 10, income tax prep gets 10, kids gets 10, clothing gets 10, cash stuffing gets 10. And I feel like I need to fix my high priority and low priority because I feel like some of these don't need to be high priority anymore. But that can be another video. That can totally be another video. So for low priority, all of these are gonna get, oh, I should probably calculate how much this was. So 150, 60, 70, 80, 92, 10, 20, 220 is the total for our high priority. And now for our low priority, it's going to be, you know, we're just gonna put $5 into each of these. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and 35. Cool. So then if we, so this is our total from the minusing of all the stuff. So if we minus the 220 minus the 35, we get $219 left over, which is awesome because that's what's going to be left over. And that's a good buffer to have in our checking account. So now we're going to just break down the dollar bills, I guess we're gonna call them. So car maintenance gets 100, so we're just going to make a dot on which dollar bill I'm gonna use for the cash planning, or the cash breakdown, I guess. So $100 for car maintenance, $50 for Army gear, and then all of the rest of these gets $10. Like that. Now for the low priority, they all got $5. And now for the next page, seasonal activities is 20, and then it's 50, and then it's 10, and then it's 15, and then it's 10, 10, 10, and 10, and 50, and 5. Okay. Savings challenges. We have 5, and then we have, yeah, we got a 20, a 10, and a 5. It's 35, 5, and 10. And then it's 20, 5, 5, 5, 10, and 5. Perfect. Now we just need to calculate how many of each bill we've got. So, yeah. Okay, so starting with the 5s, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on this page. I'm just gonna mark that on here. 9 5s. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 10s. Whoops. And now for 20s, we have 1, 2, 3 20s, 50s, we have 1, 2, and no 100s. Okay, back to the other page. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. What am I doing? 35 divided by 5 is 7. So 7 5s. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 7 10s. We have 150 and 100. So 1,177. So 1 1 7. Whoops. There were no 20s on that page, was there? Nope. 1 1 7 7. Okay, 7 plus 9 is going to be 16. So 16, 3, 3, and 1. So this is all going to come to $550. So our grand total is $550 going into our cash planning. Now, when I go to the bank, I use one of these. So I got the idea from the Aesthetic Dollar, but unfortunately she has the American version, and I need the Canadian version because I'm Canadian. And so I decided to make one of my own. So we're just going to fill in what we've written here onto here. And I'm actually going to push this out this way so that I don't write on my iPad. So for our bills, we have one $100. For our 50s, we have 3. 20s, we have 3, 16, and 16. Oops, 16, not 17. I can tell what that is. It's fine. So then the amounts beside them is going to be 100. 50 times 3 is 150. 20 times 3 is 60. 10 times 16 is 160. 5 times 16 is a really good question. Let's find out. 80. You know, that makes sense because 8 is half of 16. That makes so much sense. So then, just to be sure that I have the right amount, I'm just going to bring this a little closer here. That's 100 plus 150 plus 60, whoopsies. Plus 80 equals $550. And that is how I budget. I hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else. I think that's everything. So, thank you guys for spending time with me today. If you really enjoyed today's video, please, please, please like and subscribe, and you're more than welcome to join our budgeting family here. That's all for today, I guess. God bless.